We are back with another trail here. We are doing Iron Leg today. Last time we did Thin Lizzy and the weather was kind of getting a little bit gross, so I skipped out on it. And now we are back to film Iron Leg. So basically continues on the trail that goes from the city campground down to Equidale Park. And this is the actual kind of downhill part that will end up down in the campground. So it's got a nice little switch back into the valley that's right behind me here, and then kind of flattens out as we go through, but it's pretty much a descent the whole way. It is a two-way trail, so when you are going down the hill, watch out for people coming up. If you're going up the hill, obviously watch for people coming down. There's a couple areas that it is a little bit kind of more overgrown with some bushes, so visibility is not always the best in that section. That's mostly on the top here. So with that being said, we're going to get to it. And as usual, watch for snakes and cactuses, because that is the nature of where we are. So that being said, let's hit the trail. So I'm just launching off the paved path here. Thin Lizzy's right beside us. You'll see as we go through this triangle. We're going down Iron Leg. It is a green trail. And like I said in the intro, it is a two-way trail, so just be cautious. It's a nice kind of pick your speed trail. There's nothing you really have to commit to or anything like that, so that's kind of nice. Really visibility is kind of the biggest issue with this one when we get into the valley here. Just in a couple sections, but for the most part it's good. It's got some nice bermed corners kind of at the top here. Just a nice little switch back through the valley. Honestly, it's such a nice drop-in trail. I love it. So you can come through with a little bit of speed if you want, but it's your first time running this trail or you're kind of new to biking, you can go nice and slow. There's nothing that you need to take speed for. Here's kind of one of the low visibility sections. Kind of fun because it's like through a forest, but just cautious, like especially coming to this corner, you can't see so well. So definitely be cautious in these ones because they are a tight corner with low visibility. Usually you'll hear other people on the trail first anyways, but just cautionary in case. Got a little bit of a rock hit there if you want. And it just kind of pops you up. It's nothing special. Come around, now we're kind of getting out into the more prairie grass. Enjoy the beautiful scenic view of going into the valley. A little bit of wind today coming down through the valley, which is nice to cool me off. I think it's about 28, 29 degrees out right now, so I don't mind the bit of a breeze. All right, and then we're gonna be headed down towards the river here. We don't actually make it to the river, but you get a decent view of it. So this is kind of the wide open section along the kind of middle area. Nothing really for berms. We got a couple whoops here, so you can either jump them if you want or slow down and pump your way through it, get a little extra speed if you want. What I like about the way these are designed is you can jump stuff if you want. If not, just roll over it like it doesn't even exist. Beautiful view of our overfilled river right now. I believe it's technically flooding. I know some areas of the close pathways are closed at the moment. All right, and then we got another low visibility area, woo, and a tight corner, so you kind of have to know that one's coming up. Again, it's always good to pre-ride these trails before you ride them with any speed, just so you know where some of those kind of hidden corners are. Then this section here is gonna be a slight up. Now on the other side of these bushes coming up is going to be our drop into the campground itself. Back into the valley a little bit. Now here is kind of a turn. I'll stop quickly. If you go left, it's more of a hiking trail, but you can bike it. Heads back up around to the paved path through that valley. Nothing too special, real nice and gentle. Or we're going to go right here just to finish off and end up in the campground. A little bridge. And there we have it. I'm gonna take the path off. We do have a couple other trails that follow along the ridge here. Today we were just working on Iron Leg and showing kind of where we end up here.